Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on folks. Man, I'm always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Embodiment Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Folks, it's cold today. It is cold. This is the last Sunday, and it's the last week of January. We're just a month into 2026. I mean, time is flying by, folks. I mean, it seems like we just started new year. We're already 3 weeks in. The season hasn't really started too much yet. No shows. The list for shows are already been announced. Shows have been dropped and changed. We talked about this for the last live stream, but this is the Sunday discussion where I have guests on here that most particularly are a fan and who would like to, share their thoughts and opinions. As you know, the season is it's kind of like what's going to go on now that, as you know, certain shows have dropped, especially women's bodybuilding been dropped, physique's been dropped. You have the new upcoming fit model coming up, and also one point is also is it go fit mama? That's coming into the four-way, and also we have the new the point system. It's going to change the aspects of this upcoming Olympia, and also the question is like, who we're going to see in action? There's some things that hit and I just saw recently that really get my attention, and I think I want to share with y'all. Also, we'll talk about this a little bit also on my tomorrow Muscle Talk Monday. So here we have some guests here, and some of our usual suspects. And we have here, I'm announced, as as a gentleman, I always go ladies first. So we go first up. We have here the lovely, my sister, my dear friend, the owner, co-partner of Bad Rap, the lovely IFB Physique Pro, Mrs. Eunice Martinez Kitchen. She is in the house.
Hey, everybody. Good to be here on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. It's the best time to get it because she's busy because, she runs her own gym. Congratulations to Muscle Curves, 35 years and going. And I know this week and this month is pretty busy for you with the first new year, new me people.
Oh yeah. January, February, March. Everybody's gonna try to get their spring break body. So it's the fast season for us, the biggest season. Yeah. And then it stays around, and then we have another. The summer comes, and we've got our college kids that come back, and it's another full gym. So downtime is just probably September and October. And November, and then it cranks back up.
That's again. The time when you get close to the holidays, and you get close to the holidays, people are worrying about gyms. They're worried about running up and down the street and getting stuff for the holidays and enjoying food. So next up here is I want to also shout out this lady who's been a guest. It's been a while since we have Coleman here. As you know, Bev is right now gearing up.
Hello, can y'all hear me? I can't hear.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
I can't hear.
What's you on yourself? You got yourself on mute? I don't know. I don't think you. Like I said, just go in, go out if you can, or just like something.
Let me see.
Yeah, give yourself some time. So Bev is, she's right now training and getting ready to compete this year. She, just go in and go out if you need to, because I don't know what's going on. Some technical difficulties.
I can't. I'm gonna sign back on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
can't hear y'all.
I
can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we can't hear you. But go ahead and go out and come back in. So we'll give her a minute. She'll come back. It may be something she has to work on. Next up, we have.
I'm gonna sign out and sign back on. Maybe that'll help.
All right, that should work. All right, we'll give her a minute and she'll be back on. Next up, we have here is my nephew here, Alex. And Alex, usually be on for all Muscle Talk Mondays. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear.
I can hear you.
You need to completely you need, like I said, you need to just completely take yourself out and come back in.
She did.
You see. Yeah. Well, she can take a lot,
Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I can hear you, Alex.
That's good.
I don't know why.
I can hear Bev. I can hear Bev.
Yeah. Yeah, let me hear say.
Yeah, she can hear us, but we can. She can't hear us, but we can hear her.
Yeah, get some earbuds. She might need to get some earbuds. Sometimes that's the thing. But Alex here, he's just got himself a new job. He couldn't make our Muscle Talk Mondays. He's usually staple there. but I believe you got yourself a new job. So what's your new job, young sir?
Well, I'm going back to my roots. During my youth, I used to work at my local supermarket. So I was like, oh, there's a Publix near my neighborhood, and I should apply there, and I got the job. I'm a bag.
Awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I love Publix.
Congratulations, son.
Those,
I do too.
those are
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
staff's pretty friendly. I'm right now. I'm just learning about how to bag certain foods, and but I'm pretty good at carts. I had a long history with carts back in my old job, and it's just a small start. But I think I'm really gonna like it for a while.
Oh, well,
Oh,
good.
good.
It's
Good.
close to home, right?
Exactly, my commuting's very easy, very affordable commuting.
That's awesome. You get to save money now
Yeah.
for your bodybuilding shows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna still save up for Tampa this year. Maybe I'll just afford to go one or two this year. Let's see how my year goes. And just in case I don't make it next week, next Sunday's my birthday.
Oh,
Happy
wow.
birthday.
Well,
Well,
happy birthday,
happy
son.
pre-birthday, but we'll remember it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
first.
shout out. Yeah, congratulations, happy birthday. You're still a young man. You're still a young boy. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
you're still wet
I'm
behind the
sorry I didn't
ears.
get to talk about my drawings. I'm sorry about that. Believe me, about that. Believe me, I really tried. I tried to contact the website people. I hope the copy mux didn't turn out terrible this time. Or
Well, here's the thing, so don't worry about it. If they
I'm
don't
trying to
contact you,
fix
that's
even
on them.
out
Don't
this year.
don't
I'm
don't
trying to
don't
fix everything.
don't stress over it. Because if it's they don't the ones who don't want to keep up with you, then don't worry about it. Move on and focus on something else.
Exactly.
Okay. So anyway, folks, as you know, last month the list came out for the upcoming season for the IFB. NPC, I think they also have a list. You know, it's pretty much the usual shows. But also, we'll talk about as we start seeing some stuff. We had some news. I think the first thing I want to talk about, and as you know, women's bodybuilding has been cut out from a couple of shows. One that most definitely is the New York Pro. That they're not going to have it um, this year because Steve Weinberger made an announcement last month or last year that they're not going to have women's bodybuilding at New York Pro. It will also be the debut of Fit Model at that show. New York is one of the bigger shows. It's one of the top tier shows. It's up there with the Olympia and also the All Classic. All the Classic doesn't have any other than maybe fitness, no other women muscle divisions. And when I know most definitely they're going to have Fit Model this year, I feel like they're going to have because it's a new division. But also the Isle show, which was in Vancouver, Corey, who ran that show, has dropped all of the pro qualifiers. Not the pro qualifiers, the Olympia qualifiers. That's the women's bodybuilding, women's physique, and also wellness. So, what's your thoughts about the number of shows getting cut down, especially when it comes down to divisions like physique and women's bodybuilding?
Unfair.
Well, I mean, the good news was that the announcement yesterday that Natalia made,
Yes.
going to be offering women's bodybuilding in Brazil. So that's a
Yes.
plus.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
That's a good.
that negates one of the losses. So, that's a replacement for, at least the New York Pro. I mean, because it's going to bring some really good athletes when you think about who lives in Brazil. I mean, you think about some of the top Brazilians who compete in women's bodybuilding. And you've got Alcione and Barbara Mogin. And then you've got Lavena. So, maybe Lavena and Lavena will make a trip home just, to support it. Who knows? But you've got some top athletes there. So I'm excited for them and for Natalia.
Yeah.
That she's included women's bodybuilding because that's really awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I believe this show she's been promoted for the last couple of years. They just had it just no more than a few months ago. The winner has been back-to-back Nana Silva, who's also the current Masters Olympia champion. Nana, I think she has an amazing body. I think she fits criteria. Also, you have other competitors. There's quite a few competitors that live in South America, Central America, that are women's bodybuilders. That'd be a show for them, especially when I make their pro debut. I remember a while back, a lady, she competed at the Miss International. She made her pro debut at Chicago right after she did Miss International. She's from Brazil, but she lives in Florida because I remember a while back, Glenn did a photo session with her. I forgot her name. It's in the back of my head. And there's also another lady. She made her debut this year. She did the Portugal Pro, and I think she's from Brazil or somewhere in South America. She's a women's bodybuilder, and that we can use the bodies. And that's the thing is that we hoping we can get some bodies, because also one thing I'm going to point out is recently, if y'all have heard, that Judy Wetzel has changed directions, and she is no longer going to be women's bodybuilding. This is Julia from the last time competed back in 2024 at the Olympia. That's her and Ava Manello. And Julia is thinking about doing women's physique. No, wellness. She's doing wellness. And I'm kind of, I'm just me. I don't think it's a good move for her. Because I know she recently did a reality game show, which The Beast. What's the name of the show, Alex? It's called?
I think it was called The Beast.
Yeah, it's called Beast Games.
Yeah. And she
Beast
mentioned
Games on Amazon.
Yeah, and she mentioned she dropped 40 pounds for that reality show. Which is not her. Also, Sydney Gillen was on the show, and also another lady who's the IFBB pro. I think she just got pro, at the Olympia amateurs. To me, I think with her height and size, I think she should have just either went back to WPD.
Yeah, I agree with that. She was a pretty good big girl, and your body wellness is a very curvy division. And also the girls that are in wellness, they're just a lot of them are already naturally built that way. So I would have probably dropped down to women's physique first if you decide to go to wellness. Just lose some of the muscle and drop down. Just kind of tight, get a little bit leaner for women's physique, because some of the physique girls are pretty big. So she probably, could have just dropped down to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense, because those women. That's why I think, for one thing, the Brazilians have dominated that division for the past years ever since it was brought into the IFBB and the NPC. And the top 5 competitors, has been in the Olympia have been Brazilians. Maybe a handful of some white women, some black women had cracked into that top 10, but mostly the top 3 to top 5 is Brazilian. Here's some pictures here. This is her before. This is her after. She has good, decent, but I don't. Like I said again, she's a big girl. She's kind of tall.
Was there a reason why she said she was going down?
Well, she said in her comment, because she did the Beast Games, she lost 40 pounds. And for that reason, she felt like wellness was a division for her. But if you look at for these pictures here, she does not have the quad size. She doesn't, the glutes, not so much. I don't know. Really, she could have done WPD. That would have been a division for her. Anybody else got something to say?
I'm just gonna miss seeing her on that, on that stage, because she did bring some excitement. Being that big, there's not a lot of competitors that have her height and have her muscularity, and like I said, it was always exciting to just see that she was going to be on stage. So yeah, the wellness division is a division where you're born with those curves, and with the pear shape physique, and you see a lot of that with the Latina girls. I mean, I've been it all my life, so it's the sport that I'm like, oh, that's going to be a sport or a division for the Latin girls, And as you see, the Latin girls do take over that division just because they're not
Curvy.
born like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Exactly.
just having big legs and having muscular legs doesn't necessarily fit you into that division
Exactly. Yeah.
as far as it goes. But she claims she feels really good at that weight, being 40 pounds lighter, and that's personal. I was watching I don't know if y'all have followed the YouTube, sort of a short documentary about, oh, what was her George, what was her name? We were talking about her on Instagram. Um, she was a blonde back in the 80s. In 1986, she competed at the Nationals the year that Kathy.
Denise Rosowski.
Uh, no, not Denise, but the other one, not Denise. But she used to work out with Denise. I told you I'd seen her at Hank's gym one time in Houston.
You're talking about I forgot. Was it God, I remember the conversation. Give me. I think I can find it back when I have my phone on right now. It was, but yeah, I think we talked. We were talking about her. If it's on,
We talked about how tall she was, and she was.
Oh, Nicole Bass.
Nicole Bass, right? And that documentary is very interesting because you begin to understand that, we don't understand how women who are that tall, the stigma they get, the bullying they get when they're young girls, because usually they're the tallest ones in their grade school. And we've all been kids before, and we know that kids can be and say mean things. And Nicole Bass, ended up having a lot of insecurities on account of people teasing her about her height, and it was always hard. And so I wonder sometimes, if when Mule says she feels better at her weight, I'm sure, with her height, she's also looked at by people that don't understand the sport. And we all have been, ridiculed for having too much muscle. I mean, even I have, and I only stand at 5 foot tall. And it's just where we feel comfortable at. If she feels comfortable at where she's at right now, and she doesn't see a need to keep adding more and more muscles just to chase a trophy, then I applaud her for living to her truth. That's that's what we all want to do. We want to all be happy, doing what we love to do and being where we want to be. So kudos to her.
Yeah.
Bless her soul.
That's a choice.
She's going to be missed.
That's a choice.
I'm going to miss seeing her.
Yeah. I would say this: it would be better off for just a step away from competition, because if you're going to go to a division like wellness, it's going to be a struggle, because you're going to be competing women who are like a lot shorter, who are genetically predisposed for that division, and honestly, again, she says she feels more comfortable. I would say just went through over the women's physique. Oh, we got some guests here. Shout out to my man here, Josh Simpkins in the house. Welcome, Josh.
Happy Sunday, Fun Day, Empire Nation. How's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
How's it going?
Also, we have OCB Pro Nicole Strauss. We hadn't had Nicole on here for a while. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hi,
Hi.
everybody.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Nicole.
Hey, good to see all you guys. Hello.
Yeah.
How's it going?
You too.
Yeah, and that's the thing about, like, especially we talk about Nicole, Christina and Nicole moving over. And I think, if Wellness was in a little bit, a few more years earlier, I think that would be a good move for her. Both her and Julia are going to have to drop a lot of muscle density, because I know a couple ladies who have made that switch. Julia Beverly, she just announced she's going back to physique, and she did wellness last year and the year before. I know Daphne Holmes, who I got to see meet when I was at Tampa, and Daphne has some killer arms. Daphne's like, wow. And I think that was the reason why she moved back to women's physique after she did wellness. I mean, it's about working your aesthetics, how your body goes, how you build. And both Daphne and Jada are women of mixed cultures. Daphne, she's Haitian, and mixed her black, and Jada, she's something. I think she is black, but for debate about that. But I think with Jada with her, she's kind of tall, and that's maybe was a good move why she's moving back because she looked great last time she was Zeke. That was at the 2023 Daytona Pro. And this is a person we talk about quite often on my channel, and I think would be a great exchange, and that's Tiff Sam. She
Ooh.
I mean, she
Oh
posted.
yeah.
I mean,
I
she tried going to WPD before, but somebody told her like, "No, you should stay in wellness." Because I followed for her quite a while. So it was like, so she gave another crack at wellness, but didn't work out.
I'm telling this girl, I don't see. Her quads are huge. They're too huge even for wellness. They don't want to be too dominant. But a lot of the wellness girls post very feminine kind of you know poses and pictures. She's posting like she's a bodybuilder. She's a bodybuilder technically, but like a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look
No,
at those
no,
quads.
kind of. No, I think kind of sucks is that like her body is like so dope, but it's like where do you fit in? Sometimes you don't fit into any of the categories, and then you got judges telling you, "Oh, try this one, try that one." It's like it's not easy to transform your body from one category to the next. Like, okay, you're too big for wellness. Try this division. Now you gotta change. Now you gotta change your body to fit that category. It's not that. It's not easy. Like
Mm-mm.
in
You
Mm-mm.
her
almost have to
situation,
make up in your mind. This
yeah,
is how far I'm gonna go. This is what I want to do, and this is it. Either if you want to do women's bodybuilding, you have to keep the muscle on, and you have to add muscle. If you want to do wellness, you have to, do the workouts. Your workouts even change
yeah,
towards what division you go to. So yeah, you have to
Mm-hmm.
make up in your mind what you are willing to do and what you're not willing to do.
yeah. It's like she's being tossed around. Like try this, try that, and every judge is gonna tell you something different.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
exactly.
That's what we talk about how the judges need to stick to the criteria of that
yeah,
division. If this
yeah,
person doesn't fit that division, you need to honestly tell her you might need to go either up or you might either change your training methods where you are putting out too much muscle. You don't want to be too buff, too big. She's been Olympia. She earned her Olympic qualification in wellness, but again, it's about where she wants to go. But
Yep.
from my eye
Mm-hmm.
view, this woman is too aesthetically close to women's physique and women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, working on.
She looks amazing. She's got
Yeah.
amazing potential for. Her legs are huge and just needs to. And I'm sure she's working them out 3 days a week if she's a wellness competitor. But she looks amazing.
Hmm.
Definitely has evolved into WPD and or women's bodybuilding.
Work on her body a little bit more.
Yep.
Ooh, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
Hmm.
And she looks
Yeah,
young. How old is she?
I don't know. I know gotta be she
30
might be in
something. I don't
her
know.
maybe early 30s because
Wow.
that's a possibility.
Now, where does she
Uh,
live? Where's she from?
I know she lives in Vegas,
Uh,
but I think she's
she's from
from
Lebanon. Lebanon. Yeah, I can't even say it.
Lebanon.
Lebanon, but yeah. Now
Oh,
she lives in
Lebanon.
Jersey.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Okay.
okay. She lives just that because she's a picture with Big Jane, and Big Jane lives in Jersey. Her coach, Biggie Smalls, he works out there. So yeah, so she's worked
Yeah.
at okay, Jersey, Jersey, got
Wow.
family up there still. Yeah, and it's again about what's the future for a lot of these competitors. As we
Mm-hmm.
heard Melissa Tyke, she stepped away from competition. Recently a couple ladies that follow like Michaela Acock says she's retired. Barbara Majan, who I interviewed before, says she's retired. I mean, the thing is that it's good to say, you know what, I did what I did and to walk away. But again, you know, what's the future for, especially for a division like women's physique, women's bodybuilding? And we just had the nationals just wrapped up just last month. And we're seeing new competitors like Matana Frey, who got a pro card,
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Larkins. Some people that we are really a lot of talk about is Dylan Crenshaw.
Oh
Um,
yeah, she's talking to town.
Also, yeah, and also there's a couple of ladies I interviewed, which
Courtney.
are just said what
I said Courtney, legendary gangs of Annette and all them, and who are really making a name for themselves.
The
Yeah.
thing of with women's bodybuilding though, once they get their pro cards, we got to get the ladies to do the shows, the pro shows. Because what happens is, and I know several people, I got friends that are pros, they haven't done a pro show in years. And they'll get their pro card in. And, that's to each their own. You can venture out if you just do it for training purposes, put it on your resume. But the thing with women's bodybuilding is if you get your pro card in women's bodybuilding, at least try to do a couple of shows to support that division, because if not, what happens is the less people they see, the more they'll go, well, we really don't need that division because we don't have anybody signing up for it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a numbers
I don't
game
understand.
because
I
that's
never
one
understood
thing.
that. Why
That's the
when people
reason.
get their pro card, they don't do pro shows.
Well, too, it depends. I've
Well,
noticed in the last couple of years, a lot of girls. It depends on who shows up to nationals, because if you're lean enough, you may not have the size, but you might be super lean. And
Hmm.
then once they get their pro card, then you're going up against girls that are huge, and you're thinking, okay, I need to take some years, which is fine. I need to get some years to put some size on. That's been happening a lot here in the last couple of years.
Okay, it
yeah,
makes sense, but
yeah, because
yeah, I mean it makes sense, but still, you're still gonna. I don't know.
Still put
I
your
don't
I
think.
would still get out there to see where I stack up.
Yeah,
See
exactly.
where
Just to
you're
see.
at. See where you're at. See, hey, do I
Yeah, that
need
makes
to,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
go do a show. See where you stack up at. See
Hmm.
where you're at. Get the judges' feedback and work on what you need to work on.
Hmm. Yeah, because I did
yeah,
my pro debut. Well, you guys, I spoke to you guys on
yeah, you were just
when I did
Chesapeake.
my show. I did my pro debut,
Yeah,
but I
Chesapeake.
knew because I watch shows, so I knew that I was like, I'm not gonna beat these women because some of them had probably been, they've been, competing as pro
For a
athletes for
while,
years.
yeah.
So I already knew, but I was like, I'm gonna do it anyway just to see what a pro show is like and just see
Exactly.
what to expect. So,
Kind of like
but I
watching
knew
film.
yeah, I wasn't expecting to place in the top. I mean, I made it to overall. I was happy, but I wasn't the woman I was going up against. I was like, nah, there's no way in hell, you know. So yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. But like Keith said, remember Keith? He was like, once you go pro, you're gonna start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Starting from the
Hmm.
bottom and working your way back up. So I already had that mentality when I was going in. Like, all right, I'm just gonna do the best I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my big brother. He just had knee surgery just last month. He's recovering pretty good. Hoping maybe he gets in a better condition. We might have him back on one of the lives, but I know he needs some time to recover. But shout out to my big brother, Mr. Big Keith Williams. And yeah, because I remember there was a bodybuilder back in the day. I forgot her name. Great physique, beautiful body. She got a pro card, but then she decided because of the cost of the expense of being a pro, she decided not to compete. Potential was missed. I mean, and the thing is, you got to really think about why do you compete just to, okay, get your pro card and just sit on it for like a lady who we both met, me and Eunice met, April Cosmato, who she got a pro card like 11 years ago and finally made a debut. And that's the I know with her we did interview. She said that she did a lot of stuff. She got divorced from a wife, and there are a lot of things going on. Life can happen. That's one reason. But sometimes you don't want to wait too long because you might miss that window. But if you've seen April, she looks amazing. Her pro debut, she looked really good. And then her next show, she looked a lot better. Her condition was just on point. And it's good also to find that right coach because she works with Justin Jacoby, and he has quite a few ladies. He's really become I think, the next Mr. Bodybuilder Whisperer. So one person I was going to have interview her yesterday, but she lives up in New York, and yeah, I know, Nicole, y'all been having some problems up in New York. Y'all having snow and stuff. The weather's
Oh
been
yeah, yeah, it's a blizzard. You should see it. It's crazy. There's a blizzard out here.
Well, me and Diana Perez, I interviewed Diana year before last. This was right after she turned pro at the 2024 Nationals. And Diana, we reached out and we were going to do an interview, but I said, well, no, let's try to do another time when the weather's a little better. And maybe she's going to make her pro debut at New York for 2026 for this year. And she's a young lady. She also serves our country in the military. I will say, anybody who serves our military, I don't say thank you for your service. I appreciate the fact you made on behalf of our country, and she
Exactly.
competed both. Yeah, she competed both in women's bodybuilding and physique at the 2024 Nationals. She got a pro card in women's physique, and she sent me this picture of her it was her. It was a side by side of her from last year when she was like 127. I think it was 117, 127. To she's right now at 160.
Oh
She looks
wow.
freaking impressive. I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole about 30, 20 about her and her fiance. Her friend is Mia. She just graduated. They moved to New York recently, but she's really has. This is I said, folks. This is to me the definition of women's physique. The girls that we're seeing now
Yes.
are getting too far beyond the criteria, and that's why I keep saying, yeah, I think some should settle about thinking about moving up.
Yeah, that's another issue. A lot of them they like women's physique, but they're really women's bodybuilding, but they're still
Mm-hmm.
placing top five too, though.
Hmm. Yeah, that's not fair. I don't think.
That's that. Yeah, that's the problem with the judging. The judges
Yeah.
need to, if you don't fit that criteria, you should be, pushing the women down who look more like, women's physique, who look more like women's bodybuilding down to next to the bottom and tell them, hey, this is not your division. You need to go up. You
See,
need
now that's women's
to
physique
work in a
right
division
there.
where,
Why?
yeah, where it fits more your aesthetic because you're getting too big. Like this, like one person who I also got to meet when I was in Tampa. Me and David met her, and that's Dr. Meg. And Dr. Meg, this chick, she posted. I saw this post from the female bodybuilding channel that she's right now. They say that she's over 200 pounds. Now,
Ooh,
this chick, that's huge.
that's women's bodybuilding right
This is
there.
huge.
Yeah,
That's,
and she's tall, isn't she? She's pretty tall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I know. Me and David. I think me and David like me 5'6", 5'7". She got to be at least 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, she's tall. Yeah.
And you remember one point she earned a pro card as a figure competitor. Then she moved over to wellness, and I was watching a thing where somebody was doing talking about her. Said that she left wellness because the fact was she was having some lower back issues, and then she made her debut at Tampa, where she was second to Zama Benta. And if you see Zama, her physique is crazy.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is. Yeah.
and
ooh,
Yeah.
I'm I'm saying, with the loss of Christina Mendoza, she'll be a good replacement.
yeah, she sure
What I see back
would.
on.
Still don't
I
know.
mean,
It's up to her. She really likes being in physique for so long after that transition. Either
Yeah.
lose some,
The thing is, I think,
either
hmm,
lose a bit of muscle or just lose a bit of pounds or switch. That's her.
Yeah, the hard thing
I
with
think,
that though is a lot of the girls that are top five, they're big. I mean, look at Rachel Daniels. Look at her legs. She's huge
mm-hmm.
now. But she's gonna, when she goes in, she's gonna be in the top five easy.
hmm, yeah. And she now has to start over again because she was going to do the Olympia, but she had dropped out for personal reasons. And then you have right behind Sarah and Natalia, a lady who I mentioned earlier, Zama Benta.
Mhm.
And Zama is, I would say straight out, she's a beast. She has crazy size. I mean, she even a while back, I remember she even competed in women's bodybuilding for a stint. Um, you know, this is again,
Look at them. Look at
her
them
waistline's
delts.
pretty
Look at them
good.
shoulder traps.
Yeah,
Look at that V tape
and
X frame. What you want to call it? She has it all.
would you think she? Yeah, would you think she would Zama do good in women's bodybuilding if she decided to move up?
I think
She's
she
a
could.
hot, yeah, she's a
Most
hot
definitely.
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see her right next to Ashley Jones.
Yes.
Woo! Those lats.
They both have an amazing back.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to see them.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the back will make a break how you place at these shows.
Hmm.
Her shoulders are delts. Again, it goes back to the judging criteria where they're not the man needs ladies, hey, especially when bodybuilders survive, they need most definitely competitors who are serious and committed to the division and who has those aesthetics. That's the debate of it. For order for it to make it, it's up to the women to make decisions. And you know what? I want to move up. I saw this recently that Linda Murray was on episode, I think it was Prime Time Muscle. It's not out yet. It probably won't be out to maybe later on this week, where there were guests. And the discussion is going to be about the new episode, The State of Women Bodybuilding, coming soon. And you see, you have Linda, you have Alita Popa, and in the middle you have I gotta do it, folks. I gotta do it. You're sick. I want that money. I want that good.
Yeah, all right.
I can't help it. Every time I see I gotta do it. And here's we're gonna show Linda here talking about it. Here she is, right here.
Hey guys, I'm on the set of Prime Time Muscle, and we just finished wrapping up with Tim and Tarek an episode on women's bodybuilding, the state of women's bodybuilding, and what we could all do. Right, Tim?
Hey,
it was good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was absolutely. Was it good, Tarek?
Tarek, was it good?
It was awesome. Congratulations. Wait until this comes out. Contentious.
Yes, there you go. All right, guys. All right. See ya.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I want to know what the state of women's bodybuilding, what they mean by
it's must watch.
Yeah.
You have 8-time Miss Olympia, Linda Murray, twice top contender for the Olympia title, Lena Popa. I mean, it'd been great if they had another, Miss Olympia on there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. I know. I'm a fan. I think Andrea. I keep saying this about Andrea. She came in the time, I think, when women bodybuilding needed someone to come in and to bring it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still struggling because we don't have promoters, or sponsorship. As you know, in a couple of months is going to be a Triple O Dynasty, and Eunice, she has some news to share with us.
Oh yeah, we just one of the we look forward to supporting the Triple O Dynasty because the promoters are women, and so there's not a lot of shows where the promoters are women, especially that's going to promote women's bodybuilding. And as you know, I'm a huge women's bodybuilding supporter, because that's the only division that there was back when I started. So my heart has always been in women's bodybuilding. And so we will be silver sponsors for the Triple O Dynasty. And
yay!
Congrats!
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Bad Rap will also be, of course, we will be crowning the women's bodybuilder and the women's figure girl with our Bad Rap varsity jackets, for champions.
Yay!
So we're really looking forward to
That's right.
Awesome.
Yay!
All right, that's great news.
That is dope. That's a huge accomplishment.
So, I want to thank everybody here on this podcast, because you guys have been the fuel behind Bad Rap. Each one of you, Alex, you're so consistent with helping us every way you can. And of course, George, you mention us all the time. And Beverly, any chance you get, I always tag you and you post the stories. And Josh, you even purchased a hoodie from us. So I want to thank all of you all, because everything we do, every profit we make goes back to helping promoters or helping athletes. And that's what our brand's about. So we're just really looking forward to 2026, because we feel like we're going to be even bigger. We're going to do better this year. we keep growing, we keep spreading, and I can't wait to to one day, and I have my eye on which show that we hope to be promoting um, the women's bodybuilding, or at least sponsoring that division. So keep doing what you're doing, keep helping us in every which way you can, keep tagging us, because the more we spread out there, the more we sell and the more we can give.
Yeah, and I'll let y'all know too. I have a show, a tentative. I'm not gonna throw the date out yet, but it is this year. My coach said I am on track. He said we're just gonna have to get you freaky, freaky lean. He said I'm not worried about the size; it's the leanness. But for now, I'm on track. So he was real happy. He's been
Yay!
happy with a lot of my progress pictures
Congrats.
and everything. I built my legs up, which I'm a tall girl also, but my husband, he's been working out with me and he's got huge turkey legs. So I've been doing a lot of workouts with him. And so he's been really pushing me and my coach. So I just saw him last week. So I'm on track. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and not to jinx myself. So
Well,
Oh,
she
congrats.
already let me in some of her plan, so I'll keep it to myself because
yeah.
Yeah.
But
we have here some comments. I mean, we're talking so much we forgot our guests are here. We have here my man DJ Jeff. He's coming through. Says, "Hey George." He says this. He says, um, shout out to Jeff. He's been saying, he says, "Happy birthday, Apex," or he said, "I'm sorry, you misspelled your name." He says, "Alex." That's
Apex.
next week, his birthday. Also, he says this. This is from DJ. He says, "I have my Instagram get hacked." Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Sorry about
Hey,
that. Also,
don't you
this
get
is
that
from
I know that. I know how you feel. That happened
last
once.
yeah, last minute, it happened to me too. Man standing says wellness is the popular division. That's why you're seeing Christina Mendoza, Shanique Grant, and now Julia jumping ship. Yeah, it's a popular division. But again, some of those women,
Yep.
they really need to think about if that fits for them. I think with Shanique, she was when she stopped competing, she was young, just in 26, 25. So she had at least a good 5 years to lay off and really to grow and maybe to change her body. And I think it works for her. But for women like Julia and Christina, they still have those aesthetics from women's bodybuilding and from physique that they have gained over the years.
Uh-huh.
It's going to take them more time. And they are much older. They're women in their mid 30s compared to Shanique, who was in her mid 20s when she stepped away from bodybuilding, from competition. We had this also from my man, Last Man Standing. He says, "I was on the IFB and saw the Chicago and Tampa are no longer going on the women's bodybuilding schedule list. You think that's a mistake? Would Tim Gardner really drop that?" Well, let me check something real quick, because it was
Yeah,
it
last
was
year,
on there.
Tampa Pro almost got dropped. Was almost gone for good. Remember that?
I
Yeah,
could
and
have
I'm
swore I saw a woman's
hoping.
bodybuilder on this shit. I hope it didn't.
Well, usually sometimes right after the new year, they do format and change the list a bit.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
they
go
do.
in here and yeah, because you know what? There was like one point they did have women's bodybuilding um for New York, but then they changed the list. So I'm here in the link. I'm going to pull up the women's bodybuilding, and I'm gonna look over here. Let's see, 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 let's. Oh my God,
No,
Oh
they
my.
they did
Uh oh.
he
not.
is right.
so they
What?
pulled Tampa and Chicago.
Are you serious right now? I was looking forward to
Mm,
seeing women's bodybuilding in Chicago.
Mm-mm.
Well, maybe that's what they were
yeah,
talking about, the state of women's bodybuilding. Maybe they're going to start pulling the shows.
yeah. Just because I'm looking
Dang.
at here, I just took a look at the women's physique, and I see they have Chicago and Tampa,
But it says
and then I look
masters,
over here women's bodybuilding.
masters in Chicago and masters in Tampa. So I'm wondering if that's what they're going to, like all women's
All of
bodybuilding.
it. There's not even masters for women's bodybuilding.
In Tampa or Chicago?
Neither, because I have showed like
Dang.
I got the pro masters, and each they have their women's bodybuilding division, and also the Titans has women's 40 plus. So I'm gonna have to unfollow Tim Gardner. I
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
I just
Hey, George,
I,
what schedule do you have? Are you looking at?
I'm looking for this year's schedule.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
mean, I was looking at the schedule too. I don't know. Mine's not detailed. It just says open plus masters 40, 45, 50, and 55.
well, are you looking in the part with women's bodybuilding exclusively? Because I'm looking
Yeah,
for because I can get yeah.
yeah. I'm looking at the women's bodybuilding only,
Well,
exclusively.
I don't see any. I don't see Chicago or Tampa.
See, I see both, and I was looking
Let
at
me
that this morning,
let me update it a
and
bit
I
because
did a photo shot screen of it. So I don't know. It says Tampa Open plus Masters 40, 45, 50, and 55.
no, I don't see it because I can go over to women's physique and see that they have it Chicago and Tampa, and they're like Chicago is the 17th to the 18th, and Tampa is the 30th to the first, and they're doing masters for 45, 40 to 45 to 55 for both physique, but not one thing for women's bodybuilding. What the fuck?
Mm-mm-mm.
So that cuts down the shows down to there's a natural show which I don't know how you can do. That's usually just going to be smaller physique competitors jumping over there who do natural. So now I'm like I said again, I'm just going to have to unfollow Tim Gardner. I'm not
The way you
following. I'm
said
not following.
it.
I am not. I supported him. I supported. I watched his show. I went there. I shook the man's hand. And you do this shit to me, Jake, Jake.
not not just you, us.
Yeah, I understand,
Yeah.
and that's frustrating because I think that's what they're going to talk about on prime time.
That's
That's what I was
yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, we
yeah.
connected dots. Yeah.
That's what
So
I was
when
thinking.
is it scheduled for? When does primetime normally air?
I don't know. It probably maybe best person to be asking is maybe whoever runs that station. Like I said, I don't follow that much. Only reason I can pay attention because every now and then.
I'm
Let's
gonna
talk about
reach
something.
out to I'm gonna reach out to Linda and see when that is.
Yeah. We have here some comments here. This is from my man. Shout out to my man. The message says, I was on the website and they saw that the Chicago Pro where has no longer on the Winbus schedule. Do you think it was a mistake? Would Tim Gardner would really remove the division from his show? He's gonna say because not enough numbers and not enough women. It's still
Yeah.
money thing.
Mm.
Also, he says, this person says, I don't see either show on the Win by schedule anymore on the official website. It's from Man Brown Ball. He asked, like, says, are they not doing these shows anymore in Chicago or Tampa? Being like they're not. We got here from a man, DJ says, hey, Nicole, how you doing? He says,
Hey.
also to me, he says, George, I have power in North Carolina. Congratulations. This from a man, the Brown Baldy says, military vet here. Thanks for showing veterans love on your channel. Not a problem because my oldest niece and one of my young nephews served. I always want to show them love. Also says, they said, definitely agree with some women in the physique division. Definitely look like they belong in bodybuilding category. Again from Brown Bowdy. He says putting her against Ashley Jones or even Andrea Shaw is some big shoes to fill. Let's talk about Zombenta. This is from a man, Jeremy Remo says, I can't believe Chicago and Tampa have both now um, pulled both been pulled from the win vitamin schedule for this year. Yeah, that's Jeremy. He runs his channel, The Art of Female Muscle. And also, which is for me, but I don't see anything for Atlanta this year either, unless I missed something. Well, Atlanta's going to have women's vitamin because most definitely Atlanta's going to have it. So this is something that kind of changes.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe they're going to announce other locations. We'll see.
That's the thing
Well, I
is,
mean, it was Linda Murray and Alina Popa. So they've got to have a plan, and there are advocates. So
Yeah, they better have a game plan going in.
that's let's just here to see what
What's
exciting
gonna happen?
for us.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all going to increase the prize money for the limited shows they have, and that would be also a good move because you'll have more entries.
Yeah, I know. I saw Rania. I can't pronounce her last name. I don't want to mess it up. She was saying she was going to do Chicago, and now with that show gone, I know quite a few other ladies would like to do Chicago because that's a great show to start. So now they either have a choice of Atlanta, Toronto, or forced to go. I would say not say forced, but have to go overseas and do Portugal or Spain.
I met Rania at the expo. She said, didn't she said she was going to do the triple O first, or did she
I
change her mind?
saw. Yeah. I my y'all. I'm partial to Texas. I wish they would at least do one bodybuilding show with one of the shows here in Texas, a pro show. Add
Well,
it. I wish they would.
Well, I
I
mean,
looked
it's not
again.
it's not a matter of that they don't want to. It's just a matter of who you're going to get to pay for the sanction fee of $12,000.
Oh
That's
yeah, true.
it's just
Yeah.
all about finding the sponsor for Texas.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
because
the
they
thing
don't
is,
want to have it. It's because if you find a sponsor for it, then they'll have it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
hmm
Surprised
yeah.
nobody sponsored it here though.
Well, like again, you know how it is. It's a money thing. They feel like
Yeah.
if it's not worth the time investment, and then you don't have like in New York they only had three women. In Atlanta he had four. I think he barely had maybe eight for Atlanta. I mean for Tampa, Chicago maybe about nine. And those ladies would like those. You got to take those ladies that were doing masters and open for Chicago, Tampa, and Atlanta. And it's a numbers game. I'm like again, as a content creator, especially as a fan of women's bodybuilding, this is frustrating. To keep seeing and keep seeing us keep having it, and just when women's bodybuilding kind of just came up from the brink
Well,
after 20.
it was the OG of women's all the categories. Women's bodybuilding has been around before you had women's physique, before you had bikini and all of that. It's like the
That's right.
foundation
Talk
for
to
the
him.
women's.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a comment here. Shout out to my man, last man standing. I could be an error by the IFB website. It has last updated on Friday. Optimistic view, it was a website error. I don't know because, like I said again, they do have women's physique at the Tampa and Chicago Pro, so that's not an error. That was the decision. And again,
He said, "Oh,
I would say this to you, any guy out there, and you are a fan of the division, and you have the means and the ways. If you have the money, and I know you like these rich guys. You spend like maybe $10,000 on a car you don't barely drive. You sit in the parking lot. It's just because you like it because it's nice, or more than that. You can reach out to these promoters. There's one guy I think me and you was talking about him, and he was a little website. We don't get details about it, but he's offering $1,000 for competitors, and but you can put that money to maybe reach out to a promoter. And if you got the money like that, brother, you can do maybe sponsor a women's bodybuilding show. But that's up to you. I know you want to make your money back, but like, hey, right now you got a president that loves rich people and gives you tax credits and all that other shit. So we got here my man Jeremy, the art of female muscle coming through.
the
Hey, my man.
Merlin, my man
Hey,
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
hello.
hey,
Happy Sunday
welcome,
fun
Jeremy.
day.
Well,
Hey,
So
well, I
Jeremy.
wish I wish it was a fun day. I'm kind of just a little snowed in here along with
Yes.
everybody else. So
we don't have snow here. We have ice.
We got eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
we
Jeremy.
got ice.
yeah,
Except for Alex, I think Alex got warm conditions. Like Alex, I want to hurt you, brother. I love you. I want to hurt you.
It's fine. It's Florida. I got used to it. I mean, we just had some cold weather earlier this month. I know Disney did a marathon. I know Disney did one of their marathons. I can tell it wasn't easy, for some of the runners to.
yeah.
So I think one of your sponsors, so I think, do you know what these people? I think her and her daughter recently went participated in the running vacation at Disney World. Do you know her running? What's her name again? I think she's a fitness competitor or a figure competitor.
Eric,
Or
who?
so I'm trying to forget her. I'm sorry, just no, but you get my point. It was we just had some cold weather up one night.
Well, what about to say, Jeremy? Because I know you got something to say. That's why you come on.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah, okay. Cold is kind of relative because up where my cousins used to live in Duluth, -25.
Ooh.
So
I just,
really, really, really
Like
cold
medical
up
issues
there.
today from the
So
I just right now I just mentioned that, brother. I just freeze my balls off right now.
there was, but yeah, I was surprised to see that Chicago and Tampa got pulled from the schedule. Actually, those are 2 of 5 from what I see here. Let me see if I can pull up the others real quick.
Well, we know New York,
New York is
Vancouver,
gone. Yeah.
Oh
But I
yeah.
mean, out of the recent schedule that they had.
hmm
Let me
and
see
Vancouver
here.
Island, and now Chicago and Tampa. And this just last year, Tupelo
Well,
added 50 and 40, 50 and 40 plus women's bodybuilding to this show, but they're not gonna have that show this year.
well, altogether, you've got the Masters Puerto Rico Pro. That's gone. Chicago Pro, Tampa Pro. Let's see here. The France Natural Pro, and then what was shaping up to be the big Natural Pro show here in America. Ben Weider Natural Pro is gone too, and that's all
Mm.
for women's bodybuilding.
Well, not so much.
They haven't touched women's physique schedule yet because they haven't done anything with that since January 7th.
Yeah, because I could check because most definitely the question is with natural bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding, you just all this just gonna be physique players who can probably who are natural can do that. I mean, it's just it's unrealistic in truth to try to do natural women's bodybuilding. You know, as again, this is something that just I'm not gonna say the word I understand, but it's
Yeah,
frustrating.
it
Exactly.
is.
What can you say?
Yeah.
I won't say the word I understand, but it's frustrating. And I watch these shows and I support these shows. I
You
will
know,
watch
it's
new.
so,
Go
it's
ahead.
so easy to like reach out to if people really want to have women's bodybuilding. Think about how many fans there are with women's bodybuilding, and if you got even 24 people together to help sponsor and sanction a bodybuilding show, that's not a lot of money. If you had 24 people that would pledge,
Isn't the
$500 a piece.
isn't the sanction fee something like $10,000 altogether?
10 to 12,000.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you need if you have like a 24 people put $1,000, that's 24,000. 12
Yeah,
to
but
cover sanction
what I'm
fee.
saying is if you got 24 people and each put $500,
That's still about $10,000 right there.
right? Yeah. I mean,
You've also got
thing
fans of this.
is we have enough fans. There's enough fans to step up to the plate and put their money where their mouth is.
Well, I wish I was one of them. I wish I had the money to do it
Man.
right now because I'm trying to save to go to a show. And
Yeah,
I
George,
wish,
but you can tell them what you're going to do for the Triple O.
yes, my friend Eunice just reached out to me, and I am going to sponsor a jacket for women's bodybuilding masters.
Yay! Yay!
Awesome.
Awesome news.
As
That's
often as I
awesome.
said this, I'm going to, even though I'm most definitely going to, because I was going to offer a little more, but he said, give as much you feel it can give. And she told me how much. I said, I can work with that. Because as often I said this, I'm a man of my word. And I love to do that. I would love to do more. Maybe in the future I can. But right now, if maybe some windfall happen if I had a get in the accident or play the lotto and win some money. Yeah, I would love to do more. But let's go back to the subject of what's the year is going to be. Now with this news, we have now a lot of bodybuilders who are not qualified for the Olympia this year. One thing Jake could do, Jake, you won the Olympia. Make it top 5 like you do for men's open. That means women like Lavinia, Angela, not Lavinia, Angela Alcione don't have to compete. They compete if they want to, but they got their spot. And also, as we all know, the Rising Phoenix last year, it was top 3 that qualified for the Olympia. Because he runs, that's his show. It's still, even though he runs the Olympia, he still runs the Rising Phoenix, and Wings of Strength. So if Andrea doesn't pop in and do the Rising Phoenix this year, you have 3 women who are qualified. Last year it was Andrea, Natalia, Kay, and also Amanda Santos. Amanda, she dropped out because of her own personal reasons, so that cut down the numbers. Natalia Kobalev, she has issues. She needs to get that fixed. She'll get such a visa key over here. Another, Anastasia Kovalev, just saw she did an interview with the Female Bodybuilding Channel. She's possibly making her competition return. But the thing is, if she does not have her visa taken care of, she cannot compete at the Olympia. Now, I know she married her husband, who is an asshole, but also he's an Israeli citizen. So maybe that can help her out. The thing is, we need to find out. I'm still trying to get over that. I mean,
there are fans out there. I mean, I've heard this back with Gail Moyer when she was competing. She was on a session tour with Lauren Powers, and she said that she knows the people who are fans. This was back years ago. She said that she knew that there were fans of female bodybuilding who were multimillionaires. So there are some fans out there, like Una said, they could solve this problem. They could fix this problem in the blink of an eye. It's just, I think, unfortunately, they're in hiding because they don't want to be discovered as that, because unfortunately, you ladies aren't socially accepted. I think that's one of the reasons why.
Here's the thing: if you're that rich, you shouldn't care what anybody thinks because you're rich. They're not. If it's
Exactly.
if other people, rich people have a problem, hey, that's your problem, not mine.
That's your problem.
I'm the type of person. You got to live to be you. You can't just let by everybody thought was safe. Because just really, you do this because you want to see the division survive in this sport. You don't want to see it die off. You don't want to see it get pushed out of the shows. You don't want to see ladies either go down to divisions like wellness or physique or figure, especially the muscle they put on. This is a hit the ceiling division of growth for a woman in bodybuilding. And you want that division for those competitors who want a place to go, not to be struggling and try to drop a wild muscle or try to push in division that it's end up becoming the same as that one. That's why if more of these physique competitors move up, it might force more numbers and maybe force more promoters to say, hey, let's give the opportunity. But now it's also we got to figure out Fitball's coming in. Excuse me. Hop. So they have to probably mix up some time for that division because you're going to have large numbers just like you have for like bikini, probably twice numbers. So that means they have to cut a division that is not on numbers. And now that means that I think with Chicago Pro, I don't know if they're going to have the Miss International. It's still a pro qualifier.
Is it still on the schedule?
Yeah,
it has to be on the NPC schedule.
Yes.
And I just don't know where if I can.
I think the Miss International is its own deal, from what I've seen in the past. I guess because of who Jake Wood is. I guess the rules don't apply to that because there are other people who are mentioning, hey, it was something about class winners getting pro cards, and it said, hey, what about the rules? And for some reason, the rules apparently didn't apply to that show. So maybe the Miss International will continue, but the women's pro won't. I'm not sure. Also, remember they pulled Tampa Pro before, and then I think who was it? Jake Wood and Alina Popa stepped in, and then they brought it back. I'm hoping.
Oh
that,
yeah.
I'm hoping the same thing will happen here. But I think you're absolutely right, George. Is that on the amateur level? I think you're going to see a bloodbath this year when it comes to women's bodybuilding.
I can hear you guys, but I can't hear him.
Oh, I'm on. So, but it's just, I saw the Minnesota State Championships, like the big state show, no WPD or WBB at all. But Fit Model was there. And then I saw the very first show. I saw the very first show for this year, which was the East Coast or West Coast Naturals. Again, no WPD, no WBB. So I think now the introduction of Fit Model, is what I've been predicting this whole time. Going to happen.
Yeah,
that one of these divisions are going to start getting pulled
for
good. I hope not, but I mean, you look at what's happening here. It's like, I hope because I agree with you, George. The problem is you've got so many divisions now, both on men's and women's side. Eventually, you got to get rid of something, because otherwise, if you decide to tailor all of these divisions together, we've now got shows that start on Thursday and end on Sunday. I mean, you can't keep that going. Eventually, something is going to have to give. So unless, and I don't want that to happen any more than anyone else here, but it's like, you got to look at that. It's like, unless something happens and happens soon, I'm kind of dreading the future.
That's my concern too, brother.
Guys, I'm going to have to get off. But it was great seeing y'all. I hope to talk and see you guys again. I'm trying to stay warm, but we got to run out real quick. And my dog's driving me crazy. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Ben, for coming through. Appreciate it.
You still on?
Yeah, she's still on. She's
hold on one second.
You might want to stay a little longer.
Well, my husband's keep going. We gotta go. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving.
You mean he can't go by himself?
You know how men get some days. You know how y'all could be, babies.
you got hold hand like our mama used to when we go shopping.
Yep.
Here we go. My man KL the Wanderer. He says this. Hey, everyone in the panel. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Because, like I said, ladies I follow, I feel like they might be making their turn. Like just like here, Wendy McCready. Now, Wendy retired about, I think, 6 or 7 years ago. She last competed, I think, was a Rising Phoenix. Now she's got a book coming up, but she's retired. But I'm looking at this woman. She looks like she's in great shape.
Like she can still go.
I'm debating if she's planning on making a return. But with so few shows, she lives in Great Britain. Yeah, and I think she's around close to your age, Eunice.
Wow.
And still in good shape. Yeah, and she's talking about this.
Hello. So this is my third meal of the day. It's my second one. Second one. Sorry, after training. So I've had a meal before training. I've had what I class my post-workout meal, which is really easy to digest, which is whey, cream of rice and blueberries. And then an hour and a half later, I have this meal, which might appear to be a bowl of mush. However, I have chicken, which is cooked in the air fryer, good old British spuds, 175 grams of them, avocado, broccoli, and if you can see the orange stuff is raw carrots. Now, I used to hate raw carrots, but now I have probably up to 4 whole raw carrots a day spread throughout the day in different meals. Because the benefits to eat raw carrots are so good. The fiber does not slow down the digestive process. It does not mean slow down in digestion, where if too much broccoli, too much green bean, too much cauliflower, they can actually impact your digestive system in a negative way. However, raw carrots don't do that, and they help eliminate toxins from your body. and stop the recycling of estrogen also for your body. So this is my third meal of the day. I say it might not look the most pleasing, but to me it's full of nutrition and just basic food really. And I love this meal, and I just thought I would share that with you. So if you're nearly nutrition, and I'm always a big believer in timing your nutrition and food around training time, because that's when you want to be optimal for your training performance. And to me, recovery is everything. So that includes sleep, stress levels, and of course, really good nutrition practices throughout the day consistently.
Well, here's the thing is, I know she's retired, but when she's talking, it's like she's revving up to maybe come back and compete. I know it's been maybe 5 or 6 years since she last competed. She's this picture here of her. She looks in great shape.
Look like she's
it's
throwing in
one
some
thing
Easter
just
eggs.
She looks like she's
yeah,
12
it's
weeks
one
out of a
thing.
show.
Yeah. Has anyone just DM'd her and asked
Well, I deal
to
a few
see
times
what
about
to
doing
see
an
what her?
interview.
I kind of like being surprised though. So
Yeah, I mean,
But
she
don't
looks
know.
like she's cutting for something.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, and only show that's within that time range is probably the Triple O.
Triple O, because it's only 10 weeks out.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you never know, lady. I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah,
that we have a big show up.
I do too.
yeah.
Somebody who just announced like a day ago that she's coming back, Nikki Chartrand.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
She's coming. She's
Oh,
coming back to
nice.
competition. So
Yeah.
a contest that I would love to see would be her versus Lena Betka.
Oh
The
man,
the
Ooh.
two of those,
Yeah.
they have a very very comparable look.
they sure do.
I would love to see the two of them go head to head on a
Yeah.
pro stage. So
Yeah, the big Russian blonde. I mean, the big Ukrainian blonde, the big Canadian blonde. That would be something.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
I would like to. There's one lady who I interviewed a while back, and she last competed, and that was back in I think in 2022. She did it to Tampa. That is Michelle Doran, and Michelle, she's known by the title Mighty She-Hulk, and she posted a video of her here, and it looks like I don't, she looks in good shape. It's this last time competing was at Tampa. That was back in I think 2022, and this is the last time she competed. And here she posted this. This is something recent where
Not from
she
today.
she looks like she's really in good shape. I know she was originally from California, but I heard she moved to Vegas. Reached out to see if she ever wanted to do an interview and talk about her plans. But she's kind of Sherry Pyami-ish.
Man, she looks great.
Yeah. Like I said, but with so few shows, what's the possibilities for her for this year?
Exactly.
I mean, that's a big concern. If maybe the last minute save of Tampa and Chicago, if you have someone who wants to sponsor that show, like what Jake did for last year, or maybe get a new someone who might want to promote it. It's I don't. Folks, again, I'm on the fence here. We had him shout out my man Brown Baldy. He says this. Shout out to him. He says women's bodybuilding, in my humble opinion, is more entertaining. I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting to the point where now this was just about what's the prediction for the entire season for the other divisions like the Zeke and other that. But now, prediction: what's going to be the future of women's bodybuilding?
Who knows?
in terms of
Stays
its,
around though.
in terms of its status, or in terms of who you think is going to win shows, or what do you mean?
Everything.
Very.
I think by minimizing the amount of shows, then that's just going to increase the number of participation. And I think that they're going to try to up the prize money since there's few shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's what's happening on the national level. Since so many local shows have gotten rid of it, that's why like North Americans has got a huge lineup.
So
Like
I mean,
some of the bigger shows, yeah.
yeah, I would think that would be the business, sense, the business thing to do, the decision. Not have so many choices.
And
Just
what that
like,
do? What that do? I think that will force a lot of competitors to step up and maybe, do more shows. So that's one thing, is it's about the bodies. We don't have enough bodies. When you do a show, when you have a show, when you have maybe 3 or 4 women, and you look at divisions like physique, where you have maybe 10 to 15, maybe 12 or 15 or more, again, it's up to those competitors. If they want to really give the opportunity to compete, they have to step up. Again, we'll go back to the situation of the cost. If you have shows overseas, about like Female Body Challenge talked about this, how they said that not enough American competitors want to go overseas. That's the cost. Plus, your body changes when you fly out because you're routine water. You have to at least go out there maybe 3 or 4 days or a week early, so you can check all the the jet lag and the water and stuff like that, and get comfortable in the situation because you're in another country. Now, if a country like Great Britain, where people speak English, okay. You go to countries like Romania or Spain or Germany, unless unless you understand those languages. Spain, like that's Spanish, that's easy for you, Eunice. Germany is really hard for some other people, or Romania, but they do a little more English in Romania compared to other Eastern European countries.
well, I just think if you want a guaranteed amount of at least a minimum number of competitors, you're going to have to limit the shows, so that way you space them out. The Triple O is the first one, and then the next one is the Toronto, which is in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then when is Linda Murray's show? That's August.
August is like about the midways of August, because I remember when they had the Masters Olympia, it was like I think a week. It was a week after.
Okay, so then after that, then you have the Rising Phoenix or Titans.
Uh-huh. You have Alina's Popa's Classic.
Yeah, but that's overseas.
Yes, overseas. Yes,
So
overseas.
when you're looking at United States, I would think that would be a good way to help increase the participation for these promoters who are willing to keep women's bodybuilding, and that's probably what they're trying to do is let's guarantee a number, at least a minimum, for each one of y'all. That if we limited these shows, we're going to get more competitors participate.
And also the possibility with the new we have to the steel car show. You have Natalia sponsor women's bodybuilding show in Brazil, and well, that's another country, but that's within. Well, that's why must say let's go with steel car, but it's up to the competitors.
And then they'll have to maybe do what they're doing in the Rising Phoenix for some of these shows. The top 2 or the top 3 advance to the Olympia.
Yeah, because remember they did that during the pandemic, where when you competed at a show, first and second get qualified for the Olympia. That's one year that I think we had the most numbers in 2020. I think from 2020 to 2022, we still had pandemic rules, where you had at least 20 women in women's bodybuilding in a year, and then plus you still had the point system, where you
they have the most competitors too.
Because you top 3 win points get to go, and that's one thing you can bring back. You get the point system, but you can fit it to the, okay, let's do it for the divisions that are struggling, that has the low numbers. Because the reason for the point system was to cut down the numbers for divisions like wellness, bikini, men's classic, and men's physique, because they have way more shows, and those shows are, as I was heard, easy turnaround shows. You can do those competitors can compete. Like it was it was a competing competitor who did like 20 shows in 1 year, just this year.
20 shows?
20 shows?
Oh my God.
There's also a figure competitor who did 14.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Was that a
Okay.
bikini girl that did 20 shows? I think that was a bikini girl.
Yeah, but it was a.
Okay.
There was also again there was a figure competitor that did 14 because I've always listened to when body champ post something and I say wait she did 14 shows and actually I do remember her doing at least maybe 6 or more here in the States and doing about maybe 8 or so overseas because she's originally, I think she's from Slovenia. I'm going to pull her up here. I don't want to mess up her name. Her name is Alida. Something. It's Alida. I don't miss her name. And this is her. And she's done 14 shows. Because every time often when the show comes up, the list comes up, I'll post a list, especially who's on the shows, who's competing. Sometimes I'll do just women's physique and women's bodybuilding. But then if the show just has physique and figure in it, I'll do the figure girls. And I've seen her at least in 6 shows just last year.
It's not impossible. Paula Ranta did what, 7, 8 shows last year?
She did 9.
Oh, she did more than that. Okay.
Oh.
You can't think about it. I think it was that first year. She did Europa, she did Arizona Pro, Tampa, Texas, Tupelo, and another show. Then she did Portugal. She did. That's Portugal. She switched. She's with Nasir. She switched from Nasir to a new coach. Did Tampa, Texas. Did the Grand Prix, not the Grand Prix, the Ultima Classic, Omaha, then did the Olympia. And I think she did Remaining Muscle Fest after that. So that was at least 7 to 8 shows.
I think when you were talking about number of people that were in this. I think one thing is incentivization for new pros. Because, I mean, it's like Una said, we've got big shows on the amateur level. You've got the North Americans where you had a bunch of women show up. It's just trying to, because for a lot of these women, the goal is just to get the pro card. And then once the pro card is gotten, it's like they say, I don't want to go on because I don't want to go and do what's necessary in order to stay competitive. And then that's it for them. Is that once they get the pro card, they're not really incentivized to go on and compete. It's just trying to figure out how do we incentivize them to go on and have a pro career in WPB. Because that's what a lot of them themselves have said, is that they've said, once I've got my pro card, it's like they've said, well, I've got my pro card. That's an achievement. I don't want to go on. So that's the hard part, is trying to incentivize new pros to want to continue on in their pro careers. How do we do that?
Yeah. That's up to, I think, the promoters, NPC and IVB. They're the ones, this is supposed to be their bread and butter. But they seem like they're not really invested as much into women's bodybuilding as are to like division of fit model or wellness.
Yeah.
Like one lady who she just turned pro at North America, as my man Jerry mentioned, Nina Alphavore. And Nina, most definitely, she's going to be women's bodybuilding. I'm hoping she might make a pro debut this year because, she's going to keep competing for quite some time. I mean, I could see her, we don't have Chicago anymore. Maybe do Atlanta because she's a stewardess. So she's flighting, traveling all over the world. I would say that would be a good show. Or maybe something like she might want to wait, maybe numbers getting, if she can fly across the world, that means she knows how she can probably go overseas and do show like the Imperial, which is in Spain, or the new show that's in Germany I think who's from that show? Natalia Korbalev's coach, Dennis James. He promotes that show, and It's just we just need these new pros to step up, to bring the numbers. I know you want to take time to grow and develop. That's a good thing, that's a smart thing, but we don't want you to wait you too long because again, you might things that happen in life or you know the cost of training, just like that. When you know you're about to hit this big time, you need to step up. Like one person, I think she might be making her. I think she mentioned she's making a pro debut. I think if I can bring her up here is Taylor Schmuck,
Yep.
and she won the overall at the Nationals. I still feel like Kelly Larkin should have won the overall, but you know she might need a little more time. But if she's want to jump in into do Rin's physique first for a while,
Yeah, that's a great photo.
yeah, she's an impressive lady.
Hmm.
I mean, she has good overall size of quads. Look at her arms. She won the overall. But again, if you look at how women's physique is evolving, I think she's still a bit on the smaller side. I think she needs more time to grow, maybe process.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, folks, we got here. Uh, Alex, he's back. He's been going in and out, and my man
No,
Jeremy is.
and I didn't know what was going on. The audio suddenly got off. I had to reboot the window.
Yeah. My man Art, Jeremy, a few months just left, so appreciate him coming through. Thank you, brother, for coming in and dropping the science as he usually does. So, folks,
Hmm.
we're not going to hold too much people long because I do appreciate when y'all come here, take the time, and share with me this situation in bodybuilding. Um, as I said again, Triple O's coming up. That's a show, folks. We buy the live stream. Don't bootleg
Yeah,
it. Buy
buy the
it.
live stream if you want to support women's bodybuilding. Hear
Support
us?
support Andrea and Sydney for what they're doing. Giving the opportunities for competitors to come to a show where so few promoters and sponsors are offering that opportunity to. Also, Bad Rap are sponsoring the show and also sponsoring some of the jackets. And I'm one of the sponsors.
All
Also, my man
right.
David is also sponsored. David's also announced that he's going to be going to New York Pro. Shout out to him. I will watch the show because I know a couple ladies I've done interviews with. They're planning on doing that show, so I'm gonna watch and support them. I'm gonna be saving a lot of money for the next, because Chicago is not having women's bodybuilding or having a Tampa. So unless they make a last minute save, I'm Tim Gardner. I follow you now. I feel like now you're a businessman. I understand you're a businessman, but I shook your hand, man. I talked to you a bit, and now I just can't help but my other part of me, just the other guy. He's just he wants justice. He wants revenge. He's a particular criminal. He likes gasoline and dynamite. So but ladies,
If that's the case, I guess the only show I could make it is to Atlanta, Georgia. That could be if that's the case this year. I
well,
wouldn't
you can
mind.
go. You can go wherever show you want to. This is me. This is what my thoughts on how I feel. Because women's bodybuilding is a division I've been following and supporting for a long time. And no offense to physique, you're watered down women's bodybuilding. All offenses to divisions like bikini and fit model. Hot point. You weren't really part of it. You or wellness. You were brought in, but now you're reaping the benefits of the sport now. Figure I give you that because you fitness, you kind of evolve from one another. And physique, your evolution of women's bodybuilder. But now you either have to, some of you ladies either have to move up or move out. That's simple as that. If I sound like the bad guy, well, I like to be the bad guy. I like to play the devil's advocate. That's what I'm good at because I'm a devil inside, you know. But if you want to still watch the shows and propose the shows, good for you. I'm not going to say anything, but me, I'm not. Because you know what? If it wasn't for women's bodybuilding, many of these other divisions wouldn't be evolved or existed. This is the architect division. It deserves respect, recognition. Right now, we have a lady who is in the ground floor when women's bodybuilding kind of popped off. Eunice, my dear friend here, and I appreciate her coming through and giving her aspects and the thoughts of it, and still fighting for a division where no one else is fighting for it.
That's right. Shout out to Eunice. All right.
No, don't forget Eunice and JoJo. JoJo's
Eunice and
part of
JoJo.
Bad Rap.
Oh
So,
yeah, JoJo.
You gotta get JoJo out here, like JoJo. You can't be scared.
Yeah, JoJo.
She's doing her part. We can't forget JoJo, but you can't be scared out, JoJo. You gotta come out here and speak. You can't be side.
Yeah, JoJo.
You come out here. You get out here and interview.
We still continue to do our part.
Yeah. Keep doing that. We do appreciate you and JoJo, Jolene. Shout outs to her. Sometimes you're the front woman, but Jolene, she's your partner too. She's also there in the trenches. It was great to meet her when I was in Tampa. Shout
She's not background support. So behind everybody is a good person. Yeah.
It's kind of like the group, the Neptunes, Pharrell and the other dude, the Asian cat. So Jolene's the Asian cat. She's just in the background. And Pharrell's the front man.
Oh, Pharrell and Chad Hugo.
Chad. That's named Chad. I keep forgetting. So, like people say, like somebody say rap songs say like you're Pharrell, and that's the Asian dude that don't know about his name. But shout out to Chad. Your brother. You also really made a lot of music, stuff like that. So, folks, tomorrow we're gonna have a Must Talk Monday. We're gonna talk about some of the same things, but also I am going to, because that's one way I can get a little wild, I can get a little crazy, because here in this
there ain't nothing wrong with that, my man.
Well, if anybody finds out the when prime time will air with that announcement,
I gotta watch that.
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it because most definitely, because this is something.
Hope we have to see what the future's in stake for women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, and then I'll get you guys stop being afraid of what people think about what you do with your money. It's your money. If you know some ladies in the sport you're a fan of, and you want them to have the opportunity to have a show, you can reach out promoters. You don't have to be Tim Gardner or Steve Weinberger. There's several promoters. One person I would say I would love most definitely would be Linda Murray. Linda Murray would be a great person to put a name for her, 8-time Miss Olympia. Alita Popa, several others. Also, maybe reach out to Sid Gillis. She does have a show, but she does amateurs. Maybe get some pro, especially she's the 8-time figure champion. Maybe add figure and women's bodybuilding to a show. Just need people back the money on it and help her out. And also the Triple O, maybe expand that. Maybe not just be exclusively just in one area. Expand the name brand. Have us to do Triple O in Texas, Triple O in Chicago.
There you go.
Triple O in.
Ooh, that's Florida. Not a bad idea. Good, that was good.
Yeah, Florida. Needs women's bodybuilding show, because now with Tampa gone, there's a lot of ladies in that area that don't have a show to go to. They have to go to Atlanta. And we got to support Atlanta. Get the numbers up. Get your money up. Get the people up. Reach out to you. You got accountants.
Yep.
Okay, hey, you can figure it out, and you can
go to the ATL.
You can write it off as a donation. You right now, instead again, you have a president who's sitting in his pamper and he likes rich people. So, folks, I like to appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna let my guests. Shout out to my guest Bev, who was here. Shout out to Nicole that was here. Shout out to Jeremy. So you have anybody to say before I let y'all go?
Ladies first.
Keep them. You first, Alex.
Go ahead, Alex.
I'm really hoping this year hopefully there will be some hope for women's bodybuilding divisions here. It is very sad to see what we just witnessed today, and hoping this year hope things will get better from there. And
yeah, same here. I hope. Yeah, keep women's bodybuilding alive, man, because it was the very first division that I saw growing up. And they do something about it.
So I'll do. Eunice, you gotta let you go.
Yeah, just keep tagging us. We'll be sure to put anything you tag us on Bad Rap Story, and keep promoting us, because we're excited about 2026.
Yeah, I'm excited too. As you know, I am going to help sponsor for my friend Eunice a jacket. Also, I'm going to try to go to a show. I'm hoping, if not, maybe by the first of summer, maybe by the end of summer. I'm not gonna give no plans yet. Right now, I'm saving my pennies. I gotta be tight. I gotta make a dollar bleed. This is a bad time to be, because especially I went out and go shopping and pick up some bread. I could only think of the bread was tortillas, and I don't cook Mexican.
don't either. Don't feel bad.
Oxymoron. Well, anyway, folks, I like to thank my guest again. Shout out also my guest over here, man. Last Man Standing, Brown Baldy, also DJ Jeff. All you watch, comment, my man KL the Wanderer. All you watch, comment, suggestions. Shoot out to me tomorrow. I'm gonna talk when you want to join us and have a discussion. And I appreciate your support. Anyway, folks, I'd like to thank my guests for coming through, and I appreciate you for your time. This is Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Bobby Talk. Don't subscribe. I'm out. Good night. Good luck. God bless, and enjoy the rest of this week. And enjoy the rest. And we're going into a new month post. The 2026 is now going to be a month older.